Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Robin. Today we are going to be doing a demo, review, wear test of the Mac Studio Sculpt foundation. I have tried it a very long time ago, probably 10 years ago. I wanted to revisit it and see how I like it. I am a big fan of the Studio Fix Fluid foundation. I have been using that for a very long time. So I am excited to see if I can find another foundation from MAC that I love just as much. So this is the Studio Sculpt foundation. I got it in the shade NC15. In the Fix Fluid, I am NW10, so we'll see how the shade match is. You get 1.3 fluid ounces, and in this foundation you only get 1 fluid ounce. You get a little bit more with this guy. Some of the claims of this foundation is that it's a gel-based formula that offers medium to full coverage with a natural finish, and it did get 4 stars on Mac.com. Fix Fluid also got 4 stars, so one would think they would be pretty comparable. So if you're interested in seeing how the Studio Sculpt foundation performs, keep on watching, and as always, like the video, subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. Let's get into it. So to start and prime my skin, I'm going to be using the Tarte Pore and Prime Balm. And I have used this before in another video, and I do really like it. Just going to put a little bit of that on my T-zone. Alright, so we got our primer on. We're going to go ahead and take the Studio Sculpt foundation. I put about that much on the back of my hand to start off with. It has a very thick, creamy consistency. As always, I'm going to be using my Kat Von D number 10 foundation brush to blend it out. And I don't know if it's because I have switched up my skin routine a little bit, but lately, or it's probably just because it's winter, but lately my skin has been more on the dry side, especially around my chin and around my nose. So hopefully this doesn't cling to my dry spots. The reason I love the Fix Fluid so much is because it is so full coverage, but it's also very lightweight. Like, it doesn't feel cakey to me at all. This one is feeling a little bit heavier than that one and kind of a little bit tackier. But it does seem to be giving a very full coverage finish as well. And the shade matches pretty perfect. This is one half of my face with the foundation and the other half without. Definitely full coverage for sure. I really like it so far. I still have a little bit more left on the back of my hand, so I'm going to use that on my nose and on my chin and my upper lip. I don't have too much going on today. It's right around 3 o'clock. Just kind of been hanging out while the girls do their virtual learning. And I took a little nap because I'm starting to get pretty tired at this point in my pregnancy. But I do have to take the girls back to their mamas. So I figured I would do a wear test today. Okay, I'm just going to take a little more for this cheek. And for down my neck. The foundation is completely on now. That is very full coverage, hid all of my redness. This side of my face was like super red for some reason, and it is completely gone. Everything is evened out. Looks really pretty. I'm just gonna look to see if I can see it clinging anywhere it shouldn't be. I don't notice it accentuating any of my pores or wrinkles. Overall, it looks really smooth, a very matte finish. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this foundation. I would say it is comparable to the Fix Fluid foundation. However, it is a little bit more matte, I feel like, and it does feel a little bit heavier on the skin, but it is not tacky anymore. It has completely dried down. So I am just going to use the same concealer that I would normally with my Fix Fluid foundation, the Mac Prolongwear Concealer in shade NC15, and take my MAC 135 concealer brush to apply that. This concealer is probably one of my holy grail concealers. I feel like it is so thick and covers everything really well and lasts a really long time. Just gonna go ahead and blend that in. Alright, so that is the concealer on. I feel like it did a great job of blending into the foundation and concealing the spots that I needed to conceal, especially under my eyes. So I'm very happy with that so far. Everything looks really, really nice. I'm very impressed. I'm happy to potentially have found another MAC foundation that I love. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eyes with the Revolution Infinite Press Powder. I tried this in my last video and I really like it. And with this foundation, I don't feel the need to really set my whole face with powder because it is so matte. So I'm just focusing the powder on the places that I put the concealer on, and that is it. And I will probably just use a setting spray to finish it off. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I will check back in with you guys. The rest of the makeup is on. I will leave everything that I used down below. I think the foundation looks really, really pretty. It's still not cakey. The only complaint that I had is that it must have still been a little bit tacky, even though it didn't feel like it, because my blush and my bronzer went on a little more pigmented than they normally would. So I kind of had to blend those out a little bit extra, but even with having to do some extra blending, that foundation underneath is still staying strong. We are about to head out, so I will take a video in outdoor lighting so you guys can see how it looks outside. And then later on this evening, I will do an update on how everything is looking and if it's still holding up the way that it should. So I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Okay, so I just got back from the dollar store, and this foundation so far has to be one of my favorite foundations I have ever tried. It literally just looks like second skin. Like, everything looks so beautiful. It is not clinging to any of my dry patches. It is so full coverage. With the highlighter and everything, I just kind of feel like it has a little bit of a natural glow to it. I didn't set it with any powder, and I am just in love with this. I can't believe it's taken me this long to try it. I'm really eager to see how it holds up the rest of the day, but I am loving this so much. And I just found out that my Dollar General has a whole line of their own makeup products that look really affordable, so I'm probably gonna have to buy some of that and do a full face of that Dollar General makeup and see how it looks too. It's always something to try. But I just wanted to check in with you guys. I will check in with you again later, but so far I'm loving it. Alright, so we are back home. It's been about 6 hours since I've had the foundation on. I think it still looks really, really beautiful and matte. Nothing has budged as far as my blush or my bronzer, my eye makeup, nothing like that. There was a little bit under my eye here that's rubbed off, and around my nose it's kind of getting a little bit patchy. Otherwise, I think it looks really flawless, and I'm very curious. I think in a future video I might do the Studio Sculpt on one side of my face and the Studio Fix Fluid on the other, just to see how they hold up. I think it's really cool that MAC has been around for years and I can still use their products and love their products. And I know people rave about the Face and Body foundation, so I may have to try that next, but it's super cool that I found another one to add to my collection of MAC foundations that I love. I really think this foundation looks so beautiful. I'm very happy with how it still looks. I didn't do too much strenuous exercise today, mostly just driving in the car and eating some dinner, but it still looks really, really good. One of my favorite finishes to a foundation that I've had in a really long time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. And in the comments down below, if you want to tell me what your favorite MAC foundation is, I'd be super curious. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching.